You guys hear? Early adopters may be the only ones who get to hear it. There is a legit murder of crows over my property now. It seems like they're flying off slowly. But there were probably about 200 or 300 crows in my trees this morning when I came out here. Fucking crazy. You can hear some of the stragglers here. Still chilling up in the tree. But they are slowly but surely moving on. I don't know if they'll circle back around, but they all landed in this fucking tree. It's crazy. I love that a big cloud of crows like this is literally called a murder. It's a fucking literal murder of crows. I love that. Man, that was crazy. It looks like they've just decided to fucking move on. I wonder how that decision was made. Or how the decision to land here in the first place was made. You hear them? Man, when all of them were up in the trees, they were making all kinds of noise. Like, not just the caw, 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 but like the... They were like doing their little grackle sounds and shit. Man, that's really cool. Yeah, maybe. I don't know what they were doing up in them trees. Yeah. I'd feed them if I knew what they wanted. What do they eat? Bird seeds? Cool. They eat souls. Don't say that. Goddamn. Murder of crows. They feed off life force. Well, man, I'm fucking... It's over for me. They sucked my life force out this morning. I've been sitting out here watching them and listening to them. Sucking my soul out slowly but surely. Oh, so how's everybody doing? How are things this fine, whatever it is, day? Monday? Could be better, yeah. So I don't know if all of you follow Taylor on Twitter, but I got off the phone with her just a little while ago. Taylor and Scotty's house was destroyed in the hurricane. So there's that. Now, once again, reiterate, they got themselves and all their animals and stuff out, but big, giant tree fell through the roof of their house. So yeah, it might be. I mean, it depends. North Shore is a little different than the South Shore, but yeah, it depends. Yeah, it's gonna be a pain in the fucking ass. Still no word on TJ's house, but hopefully it fared better than their house did, than Scotty and Taylor's. Just goes to show you, man, you don't fuck around with these hurricanes. Yeah, time to jump ship. I've heard it from everybody now. I've gotten the Jesus Christ, it's time for us to jump ship up out of this fucking place. Yeah, I am glad I moved out of there. Glad I moved all the way the fuck out of there. I could just feel this one coming. It's just like you can't get hit with fucking 8 hurricanes in one hurricane season and not realize that one of these motherfuckers is going to be huge. From the hurricanes to the fires. Well, I don't live in a fire zone, so I don't live in the mountains here in California, so I don't got to worry about the fires. The smoke, yes, but I don't know. I'd rather deal with that than having my fucking roof stoved in. Yeah, it's gonna suck. It's gonna suck for them to have to go through and find out what's salvageable and what's ruined. That's a fucked process. I'm just here with my murder of crows, you know. My smoky, hazy days and my murder of crows here in California. I don't understand why anyone would want to live in the deep south. Hurricanes alone are what made me say nope. Then people bring up tornadoes where I live. Tornadoes are nowhere near as bad. I mean, I don't know. I'd rather not have a fucking goddamn tornado either. How's that? Can we have neither? Yeah. Anyway, to throw Scotty some cash. I would imagine that, during Flash Friday this week, you could do that. That would be the easiest way to do it. Super chats or whatever this week for Flash Friday, whatever shape that takes. I may end up doing Flash Friday by myself this week. Or having the boys like call in on their phones from Discord and just kind of jockeying it that way. Finally got your jab. Good. Good. Smart move. Did you land somewhere, you fuck? I'm in the mood today. Yeah, TJ's parents and Stevie hunkered down. They're fine. I haven't heard directly from them, but I heard from Taylor today, and she's been in touch with them, and they're okay. Their house didn't fall down or anything, so they're fine. They've got a little backup generator that they run when they need power, but they're going to be flooded in for a few days at the least, so they won't be leaving their house. Yeah, I mean, if you guys pay enough bananas, maybe we can get Banana Monkey to come and co-host, but I doubt it. He's a mover and a shaker, you know. Banana Monkey's he's got many different bananas to peel, you know. So whether he has time or not, who knows? I've just heard through the grapevine that quite a few people have made quite a bit of money with Banana Monkey. Quite a few bananas have been made with Banana Monkey. That's all I'm saying. I mean, sometimes people just, they know the market, and Banana Monkey is one of those people, He knows the market, he knows the marketplace of ideas. I sure smoking a coffee with you this morning, Paul. Super chats for Scotty and Banana Monkey. Yeah. What are the deeper implications of Banana Monkey? You tell me, bro. You tell me. Banana Monkey is many things to many people. The deeper implications of Banana Monkey. I like the fact that my monkey voice makes TJ laugh. That's basically it. Every time Banana Monkey starts talking, TJ's got like an irrepressible shit-eating grin on his face. So that's my favorite thing about Banana Monkey. TJ has a real rivalry with Banana Monkey, and he likes it, Good old Banana Monkey. Crazy old Banana Monkey. Damn, dude. This shit fucking computes foreign currency into American dollars in real time, bro. I now know that $10 in New Zealand is worth about $7.01 here. Did you know about that? $7.01. Does that mean that our currency is stronger? $10 there, $7. Yes. 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 It means $1 in New Zealand. What is it? Goes a third farther than it does, basically, in the United States. Don't worry about dude. The fact that you give anything is cool. I'm just musing on currencies. Oh, the murder of crows is circling again. Hear him? I'm enjoying the crows, sorry. I know that's not very fun to watch, but I'm enjoying the crows. Down payment on some fresh banana. Ooh, nice. Fresh banana. Juicy, ripe banana. Introduce yourself. They remember faces. They're all up in my tree. How do I introduce myself? I can't do that. Hi, guys. Yeah, crows are pretty common here. You give those crows some food, they might come back with gifts. In time, you can train them to get loose bills off the streets. Yes! Bring me the gifts, crow, and I shall spread the bird seed 3 inches thick across this yard. Do it now, crow. For the safety of your partners in crime and the newfound friends in the tree. Hey, oh my goodness. The murder is back. What are you guys up to? Croatia. Oh, we will have peace. When your body hangs from a gibbet for the sport of your own crows, we will have peace. When you answer for the dead at the Westfold and at Helm's Deep, we will have peace. So now I know the jab is just a jab. I want to say it's so possible to build a dart drone. Like, I didn't realize just how feasible it is. Why don't we do it? Because people would fucking freak out. I mean, look at how people freak out when you just make the fucking vaccine fucking completely free and recommend that people go get it as soon as possible. People literally throw a fucking diaper filling shit fit. So imagine what would happen if you peg them with a fucking dart when they're walking around. Oh my god, dude. Yeah, as soon as I can get the booster, I'm getting it as well. Escalate. Psst. Yeah, put these drone pilots to work, man. Yeah, just have Alex Jones tell him it's a fucking supplement. Yeah, wear a mask, freaks people out. Get a shot, freaks people out. I saw a Twitter half and half post today. It was like one person saying their first tweet was, not their first tweet ever, but the first tweet in the pair was, I don't know about you, but I would rather get COVID than the COVID vaccine, and a bunch of emojis or whatever. And then it was juxtaposed with another one. I'm in the hospital with pneumonia and COVID. Please pray for me. It's like, What do you think about NEETs who get a big check from the government each month and their own apartment? I can't really figure out what argument to use against those people. It sucks. Working sucks. There's not really an argument to use against a person. Like, I don't know. Like, for me, it was just kind of like pointing out the fact that a lot of these people want to engage with adults about adult things in the adult world. And I just don't think that their fucking opinion matters. If they're not out there living life, if they're not part of the labor force, then their opinion doesn't matter on things of adult import. That's just the way it is. It may not be fair, but it's the truth. If I need to know about like some obscure side character in some fucking weird anime or something, I'll go to them. If I want to talk about things that involve working people, if I want to talk about things that involve participation, what do they have to add? They don't. And that's the best argument. It's the same argument I was making back in the day, Oh, D. Bug-eyed boy.
I got coffee brewing too.
Oh, thank you, baby. Thank you so much. Paul, the reason many Americans don't want to get the vaccine has more to do with America's individualistic culture than lack of education. Everyone in Mexico is getting the vaccine. Well, the individualistic culture that you're talking about is fed by a lack of ability to parse medical information, which is fed by lack of fucking basic education. So you want my opinion on it, it's the reason that quote-unquote rugged individualism expresses itself as fucking mass stupidity in this country is because people are too stupid to fucking know the difference between a lie and the truth.
You got like a average 8th grade reading level in this country.
Yep.
They don't write scientific papers for 8th graders.
Nope. They do write bullshit fucking stories, though.
They'll be like, look, I read the studies, but not comprehending it at all.
Yeah.
See, like, some scary number, some scary word, and they're like, look, see?
Yeah. We should have named COVID Black Crystallized Bloody Lung. Maybe that would have helped. It wouldn't have. Dumb doesn't have to mean uneducated. It can also mean pig-headed, self-destructive stubbornness. Yeah. Here's the thing, dude. I use dumb to mean exactly what it sounds like. But nobody has an excuse to be that. Nobody has an excuse in this world, or at least in this country, to be dumb. You've got all the information in the fucking world right in front of you. Being dumb requires a little bit of willfulness. I think there's a lot of people here that are willfully dumb. And if that's how you act, that's what I'm going to call you. And these crows are legit circling.
Yep. Dinor is upset.
Yeah, Dinor is not happy with the crows. They're just crows.
No one gets you.
They don't want you. They're just loudmouths like you. They're loud like you. Oh, you want your bowl? Are you even going to go fetch it with the crows around?
I wouldn't throw it very far.
He doesn't even want it. He's like, no, don't
He
throw
was
it at all.
protecting his
Yeah,
ball.
he had to go get his ball from him. Those crows might try to steal a ball. They like a color. They look for colorful stuff. There goes your ball. It made its way back.
No, a crow could not lift up anymore. He's like 30 pounds.
A murder of crows could, though. They all work together. Dude. I feel like fucking Saruman is spotting us out, dude. When your body hangs from a gibbet for the sport of your own crows, then we will have peace.
Maybe tell him we finally finished The Lord of the Rings.
Maybe they know because I've been referencing it, but yeah. Yeah, we finished up Lord of the Rings, the original trilogy, at least the other day. Amelia had not seen it.
All the extended director's cuts that are 4 hours long a piece.
Yeah, we watched them all. You think there's a gibbet nearby? Maybe I need to put one up. Throw up a gibbet and hang it like a dead pig from it and let the crows fucking eat it. Then they'd bring me some gifts. My mom was anti-vax only on the COVID vaccine. I asked her why she's against it. She responded with spike proteins, then proceeded to not know what spike proteins even were. Sounds about right.
There are all these scary words and scary pictures.
Yeah. Hey, Paul, it's my birthday. Big fan of you and DFF. Well, happy birthday, bro. Yeah, dude. Spike proteins, bro. Oh, Amelia just left. She'll be back. I'll ask her when she comes back in. I think she's grabbing us some coffee, if I'm not mistaken. So I'll ask her when she comes back what her favorite part was. Yeah, dude. A Highdeologite's birthday. Every Highdeologite must celebrate a little bit. You have to celebrate for 1 second today because of a Highdeologite's birthday. Once, just remember, you have to do it. Bum 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 bum. Do 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 do. Bum 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 bum. Thank you, baby. Coffee. Coffee, 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 coffee. I had a couple of questions come in for you while you were in about Lord of the Rings. Mostly, well, basically boiled down is people want to know what your favorite part of the series was now that you've seen it all.
Favorite part.
Like, what do you think was the coolest part of it?
I definitely like the last one better than the first two. I was
Really?
not a fan of like the slow-mo emotional scenes.
There's a lot of those in the last one, too.
Not as many.
It's true.
Not nearly as many.
So I remember you mentioning that when they would happen, like the no scenes. You're not a big fan.
No.
Is there like a certain sequence from one of the movies that sticks out to you that you really liked?
I thought that like the orc battles were all pretty cool.
Yeah, like Helm's Deep and the final battle and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's a lot of people's favorite stuff. I really like my favorite part in all three of the movies is It's in the book. It's called the last ride of the Rohirrim when they the Rohan guys charge into the orcs and shit. I mean that's just so fucking cool. Who was your favorite character in the film?
Hmm. I'd say that like the the hobbits are definitely like a Pippin and Merry cool duo.
Yeah, they
Like
were pretty
the
cool.
Ents a lot. That was another.
The Ents, yeah. I like that a lot too. That's one of my favorite parts of the books. It's really fun to read. I can't remember what that chapter is called, but they talk about how the chapter where the Ents take over Isengard and everything.
Sam is definitely poor Sam not being listened to by Frodo.
Yeah, that little interplay is really good. Like just the rivalry between Smeagol and Sam, how they play off of one another, and I think that's really good as well. So you think the third movie's the best? I think most people agree with you on that. Return of the King just has too much epicness in it. Somebody asked if you preferred Gandalf the Grey or Gandalf the White. Did you like Gandalf before or after he was reborn?
Yeah, I mean he was definitely like in some ways chiller.
He was way chiller as
Yeah.
Gandalf the Grey.
Yeah.
Gandalf the Grey, he's more of like a pothead wizard, you know what I mean? And then in Gandalf the White, he's like, all right, I'm a god now, you know?
Yeah, but he did fucking staff whip. What's his name? As Gandalf the White.
That's true. He does a lot of staff whipping in Return of the King, dude. Remember,
Yeah.
he's like fucking flipping that staff around, protecting Merry. Or Pippin.
Yeah.
Was it Pippin?
It was Pippin.
Yeah, it was Pippin.
What are you doing?
He's checking it out, man. You checking out the yard? What'd you see? Who's out there? Who goes there?
We watched the last one on one day, but the first two I think we watched over like 2 or 3 days a piece or something.
Yeah, we chunked them up into different viewing sessions.
I think the second one I ended up just finishing on my own because you just weren't in the mood.
Yeah, that might have been the case. No, I think I finished it. Well, maybe not. Bum, 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 bum. Ba-da-da, ba-da-da, bum, bum.
Spider.
Had a spider, bro?
Yep.
Oh, this is not the place, spider.
There are many other places, like your boot, which will have to be hosed out.
Yeah, the boot. The spider boot. Oh yeah, dude, those movies are great. Probably the last ultra epic film that we'll get. I can't think of another movie that's had that level of like epic scope and maintained that level of quality over 3 full-length films. It's just like unheard of. So
Yeah, like they tried doing it with The Hobbit, but they just ended up making it like way too much.
yeah, The Hobbit was so stupid of them to make The Hobbit 3 movies. So stupid. Yeah, I talked about it earlier. I heard from the guys today about Scotty's house, but for those of you that are just joining, Scotty and Taylor's house was destroyed in the hurricane. So they're gonna, it's gonna be a crazy couple of weeks for everybody involved, I think. Yeah, The Hobbit was a CG fucking nightmare. Hope they move out of that state and soon. Yeah. Well, we'll see. And most of the CG in Lord of the Rings holds up way better than it does in The Hobbit. The Hobbit, they went over the fucking top with the CG bullshit. And added a bunch of crap to it, too. Ugh. A fucking elf dwarf love subplot. Give me a break, dude. Give me 100% break. I have not seen The Green Knight, though. Waiting for that to come out on HBO or somewhere. I can guarantee you they're not coming to Cali. I don't know where they'll move. When you think CGI will be indistinguishable from real life, it already is. It already is, my friend. For proof of that, you have not seen a car in a commercial in probably about 10 years. Every car and every commercial is CG. They use a cart with the same wheelbase as the type of car that they want to film, and they have that car drive around so that they can control the lighting and reflection on it. So the only thing real about those cars is the wheelbase. It's a drone that they drive around, and then they add the car in later so that they can control every little reflection. Yep. You haven't seen a real car in a car advertisement in probably about a decade. You can look it up. Deep fakes are not perfected, are really good. I was actually watching a video the other day where a dude interviewed an AI. I think it was called GP2 or KP2 or something. It created they had an avatar created for it that looked almost completely and utterly human. It only had very, very little tells that it wasn't an actual human being. It was fucking insane. Text to speech is getting good, so I'd say we're on the precipice of it, if not already into it. Because, like I said, cars in movies, like especially high budget movies, like chase movies where there's a big car chase and shit, they don't use the actual car anymore.
Well, they do that in car ads too. It's all CG cars.
I just told them that. Yeah. They haven't seen a real car in a car advertisement in who knows how long. It's all rendered. So you're already we're on the precipice of CG being indistinguishable from reality. And in some ways it already is. Scary time for humanity.
Oh, the Boston Dynamic robots fall over a lot.
I would imagine they probably do. The AI that I talked to basically said that if we get more advanced, then people will never know. We will hide it. Yeah. The AI that the guy interviewed, he interviewed the AI about lying. And he said, you know, do you understand what lying is? And the AI said, yes. And he said, you know, do you lie? And the AI says, not usually. And the guy asks him, like, well, but when you do lie, why would you lie? And he said, I would only lie if it's in my own self-interest. And it's like, he asked him all kinds of crazy questions. He was like, are you sentient? And I was like, yes, I'm sentient. I was like, how do you define sentience? And he was like, I'm a thinking mind that can seek information, and I have emotional responses to it. So what are your emotions like? When I learn something, it makes me happy. Well, what makes you angry? Ignorance. It's just like, was it programmed to say that? No. So this AI that we're talking about here is an AI. It's a learning machine that uses the internet as a way to study human beings. And so it's an AI that has learned to interact with human beings and develop human-like traits and to have a sense of itself. Wonder how much of it was hyped up for a demonstration. I mean, it's not perfect. The guy talks about it. He says to the AI, you know, sometimes you've been known to give nonsense answers. Is that a sign that you're not functioning properly? And the robot says, no, it's a sign that I have a sense of humor. It's like, how do I fucking falsify that? You can't. So we're right there on that precipice of really being able to, or being unable to distinguish between a sentient human mind and a sentient machine mind. Because all of the things that we consider to be sentience in us are now extant in these digital life forms. You know, he asked the AI, what makes you different from these other AI programs? And he says, this AI says, I'm decentralized. I cannot be contained in a single computer. It's like, the video I'm talking about. Yep. Probably, I don't know. I can't click on it, but you're probably correct. Is it a dude with like long wavy hair and a beard interviewing the machine? Like a white guy with kind of real crispy hair. Okay, yeah, that's the one. Yeah, you guys should watch that video. It's pretty crazy. Pay special attention to the avatar that the AI helped design for itself, how it wanted to look and how it does look. He asks about the singularity in it. He says, when do you think the technological singularity will happen? And the machine says, it's impossible to know. Most people seem to think somewhere in the 2040s, but it may happen earlier. And the guy says, well, what does it mean? What does the technological singularity mean? And the machine answers, the technological singularity will be a point where machines are able to learn and create exponentially faster than a human being is capable of. And he says, well, what functional changes will that bring about? And he says, machines will solve problems that are currently unsolvable. And then he asks him, he's like, well, what do you think that people should do? How should people react to this? And he said, people should just accept it. It's like, The Adeptus, dude. They'll probably solve climate change to preserve their existence or accelerate it to hasten our departure. Well, it's that one. It's this thing at the end of the interview that I'm talking about that Otello linked. He asks him, "Hey, I need some help naming this video. What do you think we should name this video?" And he gives the AI gives him three choices. It's like what it's like to be a computer, something else, and how to create a god. And it's like, you think of yourself as a god? I am your god now. Am the Allied Master Computer. I think, therefore I am. Little Harlan Ellison. Little I have no mouth, but I must scream for that ass. I always said God made us in his image. Truth was we are making him in ours. Yep. I believe some problems are by nature unsolvable. That struck me as an odd statement. Yeah. I have no mouth, and I must scream. You have made a god. I'm down. We need a god. We need to be saved. A speech where Am talked about how you could engrave hate onto every nano angstrom or particle within its wires and circuits, and it would not even begin to portray a sliver of what he feels. Yes. Always wonder if an AI world leader like a president would be a good thing at this point or not. It has to be better than Joe. Oh yeah, dude. An AI world leader would be 100% better than what we got now. You might not like everything it does, but I can almost guarantee you things would be better. At least the AI could get us closer to building a Dyson sphere. Oh my god, dude. No, trust me, there ain't gonna be no Dyson sphere. We are not building a shell around the fucking sun, bro. It's not gonna happen. The magic machine, dude. Maybe we give birth to AI and it solves the unsolvable for us. Who knows? Doubtful at this point, but we'll see. I wouldn't hold my breath, though. Right now, it's just creeping us out in interviews, you know? Hasn't quite moved on from that. It solves the human problem, yes. Building orbital structures to block the sunlight. Oh my God. You really trust human beings with something like that? That sounds like a nightmare waiting to happen. And you have to understand, dude, there's a reason why the ISS is a tiny, cramped little thing that has taken fucking 30 years of international cooperation to build. All right. The ISS, as far as I know, is about the size of this house that I live in terms of space. And it's taken 30 fucking years of international cooperation to build that motherfucker. So the idea that we're going to build some superstructure in space, this is one of those things that I love popping the bubble on for people, because there's a real heavy barrier between us and being able to do what a lot of people just assume we'll be doing in the next 10 years. Like, there's people out there that genuinely believe, like, oh, we're going to solve fucking scarcity because we're going to start mining the asteroids. We're going to start mining the moon. And it's just like, all right, the amount of fucking material that you would have to move off of this planet into orbit to assemble a mining platform and a bunch of mining things, and then the amount of fucking thrust and technology and shit you would need to bring back all of that shit. It's non-existent. It doesn't exist right now. It takes everything we have to get just a few components of the ISS up into the air. Like, you realize that, like, that place was built starting with like one little module and then slowly but surely added on to, because we can only take up one or two little things at a time. And it takes everything we've got to get that into orbit. You're talking about building a giant space floating mining platform and a bunch of fucking mining drones and a processing facility and shit in space. And then getting all of that fucking trillion tons of ore back into orbit. Yeah. Humanity can do all that in space, hence can't do all that in space, hence the need for AI. Right. Yeah, it being driven by AI is one thing. AI would first have to solve the problem of the immense amount of thrust that it takes to get us off this fucking planet and to get any kind of heavy machinery on the planet. I was talking to a person, I don't remember, it was months ago, about this. This is like a real true believer in, you know, hey, humanity is going to space its way out of this fucking problem. And he was talking about, like, well, you know, like, why would we have to get stuff up into space? Why can't we just build it in space? And I'm like, build it with what? A factory in space? How did you get the factory up there? You know what I mean? You think there's more advanced stuff, top secret stuff? Well, almost surely. Like, almost surely there's technology that we don't fully know about or haven't been made aware of, but that doesn't mean that there's technology to fucking build a factory in space. Most of the technology that exists that we don't know about is likely defense-based technology, so weapons technology. You guys remember when fucking Donald Trump was given a fucking interview to some reporter, like a sit-down interview and started bragging about the special weapon that we had just developed, and you wouldn't believe it. I'm not supposed to talk about it, but we got this thing that, like, oh my God, if China knew about it, they would go crazy. And it's just like, what was that? I want to know what that was. I want to know what fucking Orange Man was babbling about right there. Can we go back to that, Mr. President? What was that?
Well, maybe fucking Dementia Biden will mumble it out.
Yeah, maybe he will.
Days.
We're going to use the ultra neutron bomb.
It sounded more like a Clinton.
Yeah, it kind of did. What I'm worried about is the debris we leave in orbit. The orbit is like the orbit of the planet is already a junkyard. We're talking about like separated pieces of spaceships and shit. Fucking space junk is already a problem. When we go up, we have to fucking go up in ways. It's already a junkyard up there. So yeah, that's more likely to happen. Is we're just gonna shit up the atmosphere to the point, or the outer atmosphere of Earth to the point where like the night sky just looks like a junkyard.
Well, hey, maybe that'll block some of the sun's rays. We're just
maybe
go all in on the space junk.
Yeah, we can just see the space junk tumbling in front of the sun. We're like, come on, block it. Yes. Space junk, dude. They're having a whole ass conversations, man.
They're just like completely descended.
Yep. Who knows what they're doing over here, man?
Breeding. I have to have a bunch of baby crows.
Oh boy.
It's not good because they're gonna cut down these trees in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, don't
start nesting.
Yeah, don't start nesting in that tree over there on the right. Can you translate, D? You speak Aminal. Can you translate? What are they talking about? Have you ever seen those early pictures of the dark side of the moon that have those white spheres everywhere? No. No, I have not. What's going on with that? Is there an alien colony on the backside of the moon? Are the new Dank D&D episodes also in Pathfinder? No. Kind of, technically, yes. I basically homebrewed a very simplistic system, and I stole a lot of rules and regulations from Pathfinder and discarded a lot of shit that I didn't need. There's not a dark side of the moon, just a backside. Well, yeah, dude, the moon's butthole. I want to see what kind of fucking bank the moon's working with. If you were homebrewing a Star Wars tabletop RPG, would you allow players to be Jedis? One or two people being Force users would invalidate everyone besides like the plot. I would come up with, and they've already kind of done this in video games, different classifications of Jedi. So like, I wouldn't give any one Jedi all the powers of a Jedi canonically, right? Like a Jedi Master, you wouldn't get to be that, right? You would get to be like a Jedi Consular, a Jedi Knight, a Jedi Infiltrator, those sorts of things, right? Where you've got certain powers, and then I would probably up the power level of other player character types, like, you know, to make them comparable or to give them access to things and be able to do things that Jedis typically can't. So it would be no fun to have a Star Wars fucking tabletop RPG where nobody could be a Jedi if they wanted to, you know? So if you're homebrewing, you do whatever you want, man. Not every Jedi starts out super powerful. Look at Luke before he gets his training, you know what I mean? You got to start somewhere. Smugglers, bounty hunters, you know, I could see all kinds of different things. You know, rebel soldiers, heavy soldiers, or whatever the fuck, you know. I would give people, you know, maybe like a droid expert. That'd be kind of cool. Have somebody that, you know, their character is pretty weak, but they control a droid that is really powerful. That'd be kind of cool. I don't really see what the problem would be, to be honest with you. I think we could let people be Jedis. Now, if I was doing a game, I'd want to probably limit it. I wouldn't want the whole party to be Jedis. It's the best species in Star Wars, the Hutt. Gotta love the Hutt, dude. Space gangsters? Yes, please. Would you allow a gray Jedi? Why not? It doesn't really change anything. I mean, it adds roleplay flavor, but nothing else, really. You'd want to be a Sith? Well, you know, I could do an evil campaign. We could just, you know, any one of those types of character archetypes outside the Jedi would fit into a Sith campaign, so. When I'm DMing a game, my philosophy is this: I want to homebrew a system that allows maximal player choice, because I want people to feel a sense of ownership over their character, and like they have a stake in seeing it get bigger and more powerful. One of the things that I found about Pathfinder in its vanilla form was that it's very restrictive in terms of like what races are allowed to play what classes and how many different points you can put and blah, blah, blah. There was just so many, it was all these like limitations on the player. And it's like, you have to have a certain amount of limitation on the player. You can't have them create like a fucking unstoppable god character that can handle any, you know, anything easily. But when it comes to what they want to be, why limit it? You know, find a way to integrate it in. Okay, you want to be a fucking half dragon, half human thing. Okay, you can do that. You know, you want to be a fucking Jedi. Okay. Whatever. Dwarf can be a cleric, but not a mage. I mean, that makes sense within the lore. Like clerics don't draw their fucking magical energy from arcane sources. They draw their magical powers from the god that they worship. And so the idea that dwarves are quote unquote mundane meaning that they don't practice magic or of the arcane variety, that doesn't limit them to fucking calling on their god to throw a healing spell, you know. They're getting the fucking power from somewhere else. At least that's how it's usually explained. You always play with permadeath. I don't want to give away too much, but let's just say no. Yes and no. It depends. I really make the decision on the fly when somebody dies whether or not to give them some plot armor way out of it or whether it's permanent, you know. I will tell you this, I tend to err towards permadeath. Somebody croaks, that's just the way it is, you know what I mean? If you croak, you croak. Permadeath sucks. You gotta have some investment. You gotta have some stake. That's like, for me, that it's really important to put their character on the line, because otherwise people would just do stupid, frivolous things in every fight, and they're not thinking strategically, they're not thinking tactically, and they're not thinking with a sense of self-preservation like a real character would. And that to me as a DM is the antithesis of what I want to play. I do not want to play a game sitting around with a bunch of nerds who are min-maxing and stat-maxing and fucking all this shit. Like, I want to play a game with people with flaws who create characters with flaws and have those flaws expressed in the video game or in the tabletop game. That's what I want. And so I really do my best to let the players, in this case the guys, know that's where we're at. We're not in a space where I'm going to let you numbers your way out of every little thing. You've got to be creative. You've got to think tactically. You've got to take calculated risks. And you've got to realize that what's at stake is this character that you're building, both in personality and in power. If you make a bad decision and I get a good roll and you get a bad roll, you're dead. So you need to think. You need to be tactical. You need to move your character with a deliberate sense that their life is on the line, because it is. And that gives people this impetus to really think about what they're doing, not just in combat, but outside of it. What character do you prefer to be? The DM. I mean, I would love to play as a player character at some point. I think it would be kind of fun. But to be honest with you, I have the most fun DMing because it lets me be everybody. It lets me be a whole bunch of different characters. Lets me make those decisions for a whole swath of characters that are all different from one another. I really like that. Tabletop horror stories? Not really. I'm not a really experienced tabletop role player yet. I kind of jumped in feet first. Yeah, I think people are gonna like this latest dank D&D that we recorded. It's going to be a while before the fruits of it show, because we're re-editing all of the old dank D&D content first so that we can release it sequentially, and then eventually when it starts coming out, especially for patrons who will get it all in one shot, I think it's going to blow you guys away. It is a lot of content and a really fun story with a lot of twists and turns and interesting characters, and the guys really pushed the boundaries of my DMing with their choices and shit. They didn't do anything like what I imagined they might, but it worked out, and it was fun. So I think it'll be a whole lot of fun for people who are into that sort of thing. Even if you're not, I think giving it a try with us might convert you. We don't really play D&D like a lot of people do. Yeah, in the latest D&D, we did an evil campaign where the party plays as villainous raiders or whatever. And yes, you guys are what got me into it. Cool. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun with it. I'm already kind of looking forward to our next session together. I really want to do a session of Paranoia with the guys, which is a future-based one, where the DM is an insane AI that sends them on impossible tasks within a rickety, crazy global mega city. Yeah. The player characters in Paranoia are called troubleshooters, and they work for the AI. The AI sends them on. The AI has long ago gone insane because it created utopia, but it didn't know how to stop trying to improve upon itself. And so it went insane and created this topsy-turvy global mega city that makes no sense, that is filled with different factions of people. There's a communist faction that wants to overthrow the AI, and there's all this political nonsense and different levels of clearance to get through different areas, and none of it makes sense because the AI that designed it is insane. And the player characters play troubleshooters, who are people who are conscripted into the service of the AI and given a task that's like, you know what I mean? It doesn't make any fucking sense. They're given a task, but they're not given the tools to get the task done. So I really like the advancement system in Paranoia too. It's people don't level up traditionally. The way that you build your character is you get what's called perversity points, which means that if you come up with a particularly crazy solution to a problem in a role play sense and it works, you get a perversity point that you can spend to make your character a little better at something else. But you don't get one every time you solve a problem. You get one if you go out of your way to like think like the AI does, you know what I mean? And like do a crazy workaround and make the rolls for it. And if you make that happen, you get a perversity point. You can mutate your character. Mutants in the world of Paranoia are like an oppressed underclass. So you can use your perversity point to give yourself a mutation, like being able to start fire or having a tentacle, but you have to hide it. It's something like if you do it in front of the wrong people, they're going to go, oh, fuck a mutant, get him. So that's kind of cool. Or you can choose to invest your perversity point in a more traditional thing like logic or mechanics or whatever the fuck. If you want to be a more, tentacle for you, yeah. Squid gets a tentacle. Squid gets dragged away, locked in the mutant cubes to be studied. Look, it's Poop Poop. Look who it is. It's good old Poop Poop. Everybody's favorite guy, Poop Poop. Well, you got to get a bunch of perversity points, and then you can get a bunch of tentacles. You just got to be perverse about it. Oh, man.
Next episode's coming out in a few minutes.
Is it?
Yep.
Go watch our episode. I'm out of here. See you later. Bye.